Sin has never been the reason why men cannot hear God. Ever since the fall of man, God kept speaking to men irrespective of their sins. If you talk about Adam and Eve, God still spoke to them after they ate the fruit, and they could still hear God's voice. Cain could still hear God's voice after he murdered his brother. Abraham, who was in idolatrous home, could still hear God's voice when God said, "Get out from thy father's house." So you see, the problem with you is not sin. The problem is that self has taken over you. And when self takes over a man, that man cannot hear God properly. The reason is that God, out of his gracious love, speaks to you irrespective of your downfalls and your shortcomings. So I want you to understand this and be delivered from this disease of self-righteousness, thinking that you need to be more holier than thou before God can speak to you and you hear him. No. As a matter of fact, no man can attain a true perfection without Christ. Christ is our perfection. So my brothers and sisters, Jesus desires that you will hear God's voice in order to come out from your sins. It is God's heart that anytime he speaks to you, even in your sins, it will help you to rise up and be strong. Micah caught this revelation when he said, "Rejoice not against me, O my enemies, for even when I fall, I shall arise again. And if I sit in darkness, the Lord shall be a light unto me." To tell you that even in your falling, God still speaks to you. So I want you to understand this and never get discouraged irrespective of your level and the shortcomings around you. It is not God's desire for you to dwell in that shortcomings and in that problem. But instead, you should develop the ear that even in your falling, you should be able to hear the voice of God. And God is ready to speak to you. Don't allow self to swallow you, because self makes you to run away from God instead of running to God. Self makes you to doubt God in his presence when he's talking to you. Self makes you to have fear instead of being bold in his presence. Self makes you to be conscious of your shortcomings and begins to condemn yourself instead of embracing what Jesus has done for you. So my dear brothers and sisters, stop condemning yourself. Always see Jesus and not you. In that way, you will hear God on a daily basis if you meditate upon his word. God bless you.